Welcome everyone. Out of the Woo here as a recording of this about 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, December 29th, 2021. As you can see me, well, you can see me and you can see others who are perusing around downtown Celebration area where the Christmas tree is still set up just a few days past the holiday, and 2 days, if my mathematics is correct, calendar is correct, until New Year's Eve. Now, 3 days from this moment, just a few days from right now at this time frame. By the way, I'm inviting you to join me on this little walk and talk with a piping hot caffeinated beverage around my hometown where I reside, which is fun to say, Celebration, Florida. And it will be a celebration of sorts when I depart on my next road trip on January 1st, 2022. The year is almost upon us. Just a few things I want to cover that I did not mention in the last update a couple weeks ago. When I returned, I've got rid of everything in California. I no longer have my homestead out there. I now have a place here where I am residing, and I will be traveling. I will be devoting 2022 to work. Now, when I say work, it's not a typical type of job where you're punching a clock. I'm not working at the feed store anymore. I'm not working at grocery stores like I used to do. I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. And let's be honest, I've kind of slacked off a little bit in the last couple of years, but it's time to get back on that pony, back on that train, and hit the road hard. I am going to do that. Now, I've stated this before, a little bit of reiteration, but I just wanted to share some updates. I have sold off my Disney stock. I no longer am a shareholder for the Disney Corporation. I had a pretty decent amount, not an exorbitant, but more than a few, let's just say. I took all of my savings, I invested it back when it was around $100 a share. It even dipped down to, I think, $87 a share. I didn't buy too many then. I bought a few, and then I bought some at 111, and then I bought the rest at 117. Today, I believe at the closure, it is 154, give or take. So I think when it was all said and done, I made about $40 a share. Add in the amount of shares I had, and I did all right. Now, part of the reason I did that, part of the reason I sold them, is I kind of want to cut ties with Disney for a while. Yes, I do live in a Disney-built community. Yes, I still have a Disney Vacation Club membership. Yes, I still have an annual pass to both coasts, which I probably will not be utilizing too much. And once those expire, I think one expires in a few months here at Walt Disney World and the other one later in the year, I might not even renew. I might just become a day ticket holder if I go on occasion. I'm gonna really taper back on that. I have said all this before, but just wanted to reiterate that. And just to get it out of my head, I sold off the stocks. The money that I made on that could be better used on the road, getting back and traveling and doing things. And that's why I've chosen to do that. I will invest in other things. May not announce it, may announce it, but for now, that's what I'm gonna do. It's now in my checking and my savings account on top of other things that I have accumulated. So I will be doing fine out on the road. I will not be struggling too much as I traverse the open plains, the open back roads of America and Americana. Just an update. My game plan is to leave on January 1st. I will be hitting the road. I'll be going up into Georgia, and I will probably be traversing around Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, those areas. Keep in mind, I can't go too far because it will be cool, crisp, and could be some bad weather when it comes to snow. I do not want to have a follow-up to what I did earlier this year back in, I think it was February, when I drove from California to here and I hit one of the worst winter storms in U.S. history. I don't want to do that again. So my plan is to go out for at least 6 or 7 weeks, return here probably mid to late February, last week or so of February, a week before March. So I'll be gone for a while. Most of what I will be covering will be back roads, small town life, places that have not been documented and shown in great detail. Anything and everything that is not oversaturated and covered by 1,000 others. This is turned off. That is my goal. That's what I want to do. And not just for that reason, but also just because it's very peaceful being out on the open road. There's just something about it, and I have missed it, truly. Not only the fountain down there full of water, also got the sprinklers on. Now we'll also occasionally be covering something that is searchable. You know, maybe a wacky roadside attraction here or there, but that will not be what the focus of the 2022 content will be. And I will also be attending some baseball games. I would like to come back to go to 1 or 2 for the opening of spring training, which starts at the end of February. Go to a couple Tampa Bay Rays spring training games, away games during the regular season as well. As I flip this around over there, by the way, oh, where's the, I don't see the fake decoy duck anymore. It's gone. The duck, oh, it's still out there. I'll get a little closer. Let me flip the screen around. I have already purchased tickets to a few formerly Devil Rays Tampa Bay Ray away games, not at Tropicana Field, because I will be on the road. So here's the plan. Heading out January 1st, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. We'll come back towards the end of February, do a few things, a couple spring training games, do my taxes at the beginning of March, which is fun. No, it's not. And go back out again. Don't want to give too many spoilers, but there will be, I've already purchased quite a few baseball games over the 22 season. Crossing my fingers it happens. Right now they are in a lockout, and due to, you know, things are starting to rear their heads again like they were in 2020. So who knows what could happen, but if the season takes place, I have some games. I will not be, you know, inundating the content with baseball at Tropicana Field, even though I will go to a few home games. And hopefully this year they go to the playoffs, if not the World Series. That's just too much to say. But I do like the Rays. So there's that. But that is going to be on rare peppering in occasion. So let's just think of what I used to do with the Disney theme park content. Occasionally doing that. I'll probably do that with some baseball. And there's also, the Rays have some minor league teams, so you never know, in the South that might happen. Now, I will not just be staying in the South. I will be traveling all across the great land, the US of A. That is something that will be happening, but not until after spring. So for the next month and a half, close to 2 months, let's say 6, 7 weeks, I will not be back here in town. I will be on the open road, enjoying popping hot caffeinated beverages. Some people get aggravated when I say that over and over, but it's fun. Catchphrases are weird. Hello there, squirrel. Hello, squirrel. Oh, I'm so happy about 22. The future of what's going to happen here on YouTube. I project, at least in my mind, great things for this channel. I think it's going to take a step up. I think I've really, over 10, 11 years here on the platform, know what my calling is, know what I want to do, know what makes me happy, know what I don't need to be doing. I have eliminated a lot of things that I thought were important here on the platform. No longer have the Patreon, got rid of that early last year or a year ago. Got rid of selling merchandise, not hawking myself out for money from viewers anymore. I'm not doing that. I am simply making videos and traveling. And I am at a point where I can do that. I've been doing it long enough where it's just what I want to do. Now I also want to change things up just a little bit. I'm going to get my scooter. I'll talk about this on my scooter. But there's some other things that I've been slacking on that I want to address and kind of tackle this year in 22. Well, in a few days it'll be next year. One thing that's pretty cool about this area especially in the early morning hours, everybody's out exercising. In hindsight, well, in forward sight, I should say, I'm going to eventually at some point buy another bicycle. Just get the cardio in a little bit more than what this scooter would be utilized for. I do love the scooter, and the reason I got it is simply for size and traversing it around by putting this locks down. You can kind of carry it. You take it into my accommodations here in Celebration where I live, and also when doing the road trips, this will go in the back of my car easier than a gargantuan bike. So that's why I got this, but at some point I would like to get a bike as well. So I'll have this and a bike. Just keep that in mind. I am really starting to get a good grasp on the terrain out here. All the little biking and hiking trails. I used to play with my dad years and years ago. When I was a youth, we used to play tennis. I would like to start playing tennis again. I don't know if there's anybody in the area that would play tennis. But maybe when I'm back. But I'm going to be on the road most of 2022. But yeah, I do miss playing tennis. It's fun. I mean, I'm not good at it, but just fun to get a little volley over the net back and forth with someone else who can do the same, and that's about the extent of my tennis talents. Not good. I really do love this town. It's almost perfect in a lot of ways. You know, Truman Show vibes, certainly. And residents can utilize the tennis courts. They have some double matches going on here in the mornings. There's like an assortment of tennis courts. I think there's like 6 in total, stretching along this little waterway here that leads over to the main lake, Lake Ryanhard. Even from looking at my shadow here, well, maybe not, I may not be able to tell, I have gained some weight since my weight loss a year and a half ago, where I lost a lot of weight. I've gained considerable amount of that back. So in 22, one of my New Year's resolutions, also side note, what happened to the basketball court? A couple months ago I was by here, and there were people out here playing basketball here on this court. Oh, there's the basketball. They've taken them down. Not sure why. Yeah, the basketball court is no longer used for, even on the other side, basketball court. The basketball netting and goals and the poles are gone. But I would like to get in some sort of moderate shape. Not going on a diet this time. You know, you could use the word lifestyle change, but I don't know if it'd really be that. I just want to start eating better, doing more things, being more active. Like if there was basketball hoops here, grab a basketball, you know, just a few minutes a day, an hour a day, and I have some ideas to make that happen over the next year. So let's call it a year change. Not 100 days like it was before, not 50 days, not a certain goal in mind, not gonna buy another scale, not gonna weigh myself every day. I just wanna make some changes. Do it the right way. What's gonna happen after New Year's Day? The way the uploads are gonna work is I will film during the day, so January 1st, I will be out on the road. I will stop at a hotel that evening, or whatever else I end up procuring a place for the night, be editing all evening, the next day the upload. So January 2nd will be January 1st's video, because when you film all day, obviously there's no time. When it's a short video like this, you can upload same day, but when it's a lengthy, you know, road trip or back roads, things like that where it's all day, really cannot upload the same day, because you want to have it in you want to upload early in the morning and give people a chance to watch in the morning while they're drinking coffee and whatnot, and give, you know, the views time to acquire throughout the rest of the day. At least that's the way I kind of go about things on the road trips. But the way I usually do things is I'll I'll have like a, you know, 20-minute to 50-minute video every day, and I'll sit on the couch, lay in the bed at the hotel, whatever, and watch back the footage to make sure there were no errors, if there's anything I need to correct. That is when it's completed, when I have finished editing it. So I figured, why not utilize a gym at each of these said motel hotels and, you know, get on the treadmill, do some cardio, take that 30 minutes, 40 minutes. If it's a heck 55-minute video, that's a 55-minute, I don't want to say workout, but at least getting the blood pumping, getting the heart flowing, you know, getting some cardio in there. That and tapering back on what I've been eating. The last few days I've been doing really good. Last night I got hot pot, which may have been a cheat day of sorts because I ate quite a bit of hot pot, but it's mostly veggies and whatnot. But the following previous days, all I had was salad and baked potatoes. So I'm gonna get back on that train again. Very slow process though. I'm in no rush. I got all year, hoping within a couple months or maybe even a month or two start to see a slight difference. And then as summer rolls around and into the holidays next year, should be a whole new man, physically speaking. See what happens. And I'm not gonna do a lot of videos on, you know, working out and whatnot. I'm not even really gonna mention it. But if you happen to notice my face or the way my body is looking over the next series of months, feel free to chime in. I could use the encouragement. Once again, not a diet plan. I'm not gonna weigh myself. I'm not gonna do any of that. It's just, I'm gonna incorporate that into me. Getting back to work in 22, I like to call it. Hitting the road trips. And it's easier when I'm out alone, traveling, to not be tempted to eat poorly. Because, you know, when you hang out with a lot of friends, you always go out to eat. You know, and temptation is, when it comes to food, is not my easiest task to accomplish. So when I'm mostly by myself and working, traveling, it's a lot easier. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now last year, they had the manger scene set up, obviously still up because it is just after Christmas. But baby Jesus was missing, if I recall. He's back now. I somehow have never seen this amazing home. All decorated for the holidays. Got Mrs. Claus and Santa up there. Frosty over here. This is great. Celebration is massive. Stretches for many miles. I think it's like 4 miles from side to side. Scooter comes in handy because you can kind of go all around and see everything. A little easier than walking would be. So back to my point as I flip this around. What I would like to do, well, many things that I would like to do, as other than what's already been stated, is I would like to kind of meet up with more people, not to necessarily, you know, enjoy a lunch or enjoy a coffee or just talk and things like that, because time frame will definitely be on a crunch of sorts. But I would like to build up a little bit of a community, kindred spirits, if you will, when it comes to unique things, odd, quirky, I don't want to say roadside attractions, but odd, quirky things in small towns that have never been shown. I stated this a couple weeks ago when I did the little walk and talk. I just want to put it out there again that really the easiest way, the only way to really get a hold of me would be through social media, Instagram. Find me on there. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go, and instead of going from one town to the next and driving 200 or 300 miles every day, I'm going to go, for example, January 1st, I'm going to go up into Georgia. I will choose a small town area that has a decent hotel, and I will stay there for 3, maybe 4 days, and I will make that my home base. And then I will post on Instagram where I am. And I will post the link in the pinned comment. My Instagram is TheDailyWoo, ATW. TheDailyWoo, ATW. I don't follow anyone on there, nor will I. I will be utilizing that in small doses, just basically to coordinate meeting up with possibly smaller creators. You don't even have to have a YouTube channel. Just know something interesting or have something you want to show me around your neck of the woods, if you will. Obviously, if you have a smaller YouTube channel, we could do a little collaboration, even if it's just, you know, even if it's on a small scale, something like that. But that is not necessary. Now let me also restate that it's going to be very difficult for me to just meet up for, to go to lunch or to go to dinner. That is probably not going to happen. It's got to be something out and about. It's even a possibility that the idea could backfire and not go well. You know, when you have enough watching, I do have a pretty decent amount of people watching on a daily basis, and quite a few that will email me, and now that I've stated that, will email me. Also, do not message me, do not DM me until I am specifically in the area. For example, if I post something in the stories that I'm going to be in an area for a couple of days. Now when I say a couple of days, let me put this up on the little curb here. When I say a couple of days, what that means is I'm going to get a hotel, and I won't be staying in that specific town, but I will be driving from that specific town to the outskirts of that town, a couple hundred miles every day, to all the little nooks and the crannies of the other small towns in that region. Also, kind of sort of wearing an appropriate t-shirt, even though this is Nightmare Part 2. Here on Water Street reminds me a lot of Nightmare 1, which is filmed in Venice Beach, California. Or not Venice Beach, but Venice, California, just outside the beach area. This kind of reminds me of that, just a little bit. So, if I'm going to be, let's say I'm going to be in Georgia after the first, and then after that, you know, other areas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, maybe Tennessee, who knows? If you are in Wyoming, wait until I am in Wyoming, because I'm probably going to be inundated with a lot of messages. Going through them, it's going to be hard for me to even reply to anyone that I feel that I should reply to if they're in the area, and it's going to be a lot more difficult if I am on one side of the U.S. And once I get to said Wyoming, or let's say I'm going anywhere, going into Washington State or Nebraska, once I am in those areas and I am posting the stories on Instagram of where I am, remind me. Even if you've messaged me 20 times, just do it again so it pops up kind of at the top of the list. Now, this is going to be a very small percentage of those I connect up with. Just a word of warning, don't get disappointed. I am going out, I'll be filming every day, all day. I will be editing at night, trying to work in, which on the Instagram, I'm not going to put it in the videos, but I will show if there's a pool at each hotel, I might show myself swimming, getting a little cardio, getting a little working out, keeping my word, and then if they have a gym, I'll show the gym and maybe show a little bit of that. I don't want to make it really about the content in the videos, but I might throw it up on the Instagram as well. So that's what I'm going to use social media for. Not going to post really any photos on there. I'm going to keep it very private, but I will post that so I can have some sort of connection. I have failed in recent years with connecting with people. Yes, I do reply to a lot of comments, and while I do that, I feel like there needs to be another outside source and building up a little bit of a community. There are a lot of Disney vlogger communities. It has become quite a thing that did not exist years ago. Why can't we, all of us, have a Americana community as well? I think it needs to happen. Does it not? It does. Let's do it. Or let's woo this, as someone stated many years ago. And when it comes to things that I mentioned about the way I do things now, I am definitely the lower percentage of the way a lot of the YouTube communities do things. I'm just making videos, surviving off of the money that is coming in off of the way YouTube works, with off the ads and things like that. And that's really the only way that I am surviving. But I'm doing very well. I have a lot of videos, I'm doing fine. Sold the stock, like I said, have some savings, doing good. Anyone that gets the amount of views and videos that I do not think that they are hurting at all, because especially a single man, I have no kids, I am not attached, not married, do not have a girlfriend, it's just me. So it's very simple for me to save the money I am making and put that and apply. Now that I don't have the place in California, it makes it even easier. All I have is the place here. Rent is about half of what it was for the place in SoCal, and I can use the money that I'm saving to travel. I feel like I'm just rambling now, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Back to work, I say. The walk and talks will be pretty much non-existent next year, because it's gonna, if I do have anything to mention, I'll throw them into the videos of me being on the road. So I'll subtly mention them in. But it'll be a while before I'm back here in town, perusing around Water Street Lake Reinhard. Oop. Hello there. Someone gave me a really good compliment a few months ago in the comment section, and they said that I am the Fugazi of YouTubers. Take that as you will. That was a major compliment. I appreciate that, whoever left that. I like that. I like that philosophy. I'll see you in the next video, the vlog. 2022 is going to be good. Thanks for listening. The vlog is over. Oh yeah, there is one other thing. Speaking of my Disney Vacation Club DVC membership, I have 150 points a year. It is paid off. I have paid it off. That is good until I pass away, to the end of my lifespan. Not stressing over that. And even though I will not be staying at any of the resorts here on property, that DVC membership is still good. Talking to you birds, is still good at Palm and where's it? Not Palm Bay, not Melbourne, Vero Beach, Florida, so I can use them for there. But also, more importantly, in South Carolina at Hilton Head, which I have already booked a couple days. Now I will not be featuring the resort birds because I'm going to be focusing on small town stuff, but I will be staying there from accommodations 6 points a night in January. So a couple nights in January, spoiler alert, bird, as you're being very camera shy and walking away, I will be using my DVC membership. I'm still happy that I got it because it is good forever, bird. Forever and ever and ever. And you got to have a place to lay your head. Okay, I'm done.